morning from Cheltenham High Street at sunrise. It's 7 AM and I'm going to go out and do a 30k loop that includes Bushcombe Lane. Bushcombe Lane is famous in the Burrito Titans because a few of the lads did it last year and all of them put their foot down, apart from Kyle, who made it up. It's really close to here actually. It's only a 6 or 7k ride, and then it's I think KOM is 5 minutes, so maybe a 7-minute effort. I'm going to do a little bit of a loop through the Cotswolds themselves afterwards, but come back because I need to then pick up my bag from upstairs, check out, go and get breakfast, and cycle to Birmingham to get the train. So yeah, I'm going to have a full-on day, but a full gas effort at Bushcombe should be a laugh. It's only, well, it's supposedly 18 degrees, but it's cold in that wind actually. Right, onward. So this is going to be nothing more than a simple hill climb video at Bushcombe to show you my effort and to show you the climb. And I'll do the bike packing stuff in another video, which maybe will be fun. Bushcombe is crazy steep. So 11.3% for 1.33k. It's got a really similar profile to Gwynesgord Wall up my way near Prestatyn. In fact, I mean really eerily similar. It starts in an unsuspecting residential location, again, a bit like Gwynesgord. And what was in my head as I started here was, do not overcook yourself at the beginning. And you can see there that I was doing 600 or 700 watts. So yeah, mission successfully failed. It was a beautiful morning. You can see that the sun's still on its way up, and this takes you up into the Cotswolds Hills proper, so it was really nice the way you go. The climb of Bushcombe just kind of gradually gets steeper and steeper. Unlike Gwynesgord, it hits its steepest point kind of 2/3 of the way through, and then it's rolling bobbly to the end, but still, I was really conscious that it's going to get a little bit steeper and a little bit steeper, and each time you think it's got just steep enough, that's not it. So yeah, this was only 7:15. I managed to do it before basically any traffic, but there were still quite a few cars on there, this being towards the south of England. Population density is a bit higher, the Cotswolds are pretty popular. I don't know if you've noticed this in my videos if you watch them, but I've noticed I really like to climb on the right hand side of the road, on these single lanes. I don't know why that is, it's a bit weird, isn't it? So as you can see, the gradient's getting into double figures now, and I'm trying to keep it steadily between 350 and 400. You may be able to hear in my voiceover voice, I'm recording this 3 days later, and I've got a rotten cold. I've woken up this morning on Bushcombe Lane with a sore throat, and I thought maybe it's because I'd slept in a hotel. Sometimes when I sleep with the aircon on, I just get a sore throat from all the dry air. I was hoping it was that, but I was pretty throaty, so there's one excuse sorted. There'll be more, don't you worry, there's always more. The houses up here, very pretty, and although there's a lot of like hedges, bushes and walls, the view behind down to Cheltenham, and you can even see out to Great Malvern behind, does start to get impressive. It's around here that my mind started playing tricks on me, because in the moment it's quite hard to tell the difference between a 15% gradient and a 25% gradient. In my opinion, they both just feel steep. So I started going, oh well, this must be it. But then I'm looking at my speed thinking I'm doing 11-12 kph. It can't be it. And I'm trying to work out, I know that there's a really steep corner on this climb, and is this going to be that corner? Now here it started to feel silly. You see that I really slow down. The gradient's not quite caught up, but thankfully my power is quite consistent for this whole bit of climb, so you can use my speed as a reference for how steep it truly is. I'm putting out the same power and I am slowing down. I was partly disappointed with the power I was able to put out, but also I know this is an excuse, but this is also a fact, that because I don't know the hill, I wasn't comfortable pushing myself to absolutely emptying the tank limits rate. You're always holding something back when you don't know a climb at all, because you know that you need to get over it. If you have a look in the rear view camera there, it's a nice view behind. It's not great, but it is nice. You can see this is where I'm starting to struggle because I'm really throwing the bike side to side. It's probably making you feel a bit seasick as I climb here. What is it with my affinity for the right-hand side of the road? And just ahead of me here is the famous corner, the really, really steep corner with the joy of crappy road surface, loads of leaf litter, everything possible to make it really quite hard for you. I was having to balance myself pretty cautiously because I was getting wheel spin, and that 30% gradient really might be true. I think you know by now that I'm always skeptical of anything that says 30% or above, because that's just so steep. I'm never quite convinced. And that hole in the trees ahead of me, I was telling myself, well, that must be the top. That must be the top. I didn't have it on Strava on my head unit, so I was just going off what I remembered. Because it was so miserable here, I'd convinced myself that that was the top. That is partly why I was quite slow up here. Regarding my current illness, by the way, I'm a little bit anxious. It's Tuesday morning at the time of recording this voiceover, and I've got 2 races at the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Now, I feel a bit better today than I did yesterday, so fingers crossed I'm okay. Saturday is Mam Nick, and it'll be a hard but okay effort, I guess. But Sunday is Snake Pass, which is a 12 to 15 minute hill climb, depending on who you are. But for some reason, they're setting me off almost last. So, in a traditional hill climb seeding, you would put the slowest people first, or the unknowns first, and then gradually getting faster and faster towards the best people towards the end. Now, there's people like Top Cat, like Jude Taylor, who are off mid-pack, and then there's me, who's setting off 2 minutes before Andrew Feather. I don't know why they've done that. No one believes that I'm that caliber of hill climber, so they must have not seeded it based on ability, I guess, but I'm just really anxious that I don't want to humiliate myself. Can I be less than 2 minutes slower than Andrew Feather? That's my hope. We'll see how it goes. So on Bushcombe, as you open up to this bit, you've got the hardest part in your legs, and then to the right is beautiful Cotswold rolling hills. And I'd allowed the weak part of my brain to persuade me that I was at the top. So I just kind of roll now. I keep some power down, but as soon as I see a cattle grid, I mean in North Wales a cattle grid's normally the top. But these are just excuses. I think I knew really that I wasn't at the top. On reflection then, Bushcombe Lane is an exceptionally hard climb. It's right up there with, you know, the hard steep stuff I ride in Wales, and it's a good reminder that all over the country there's really tough, really enjoyable climbs that you can do, even if you think your area is the best cycling, which doesn't exist, by the way. There's loads of uncomparable cycling areas. There will be things in other areas that are just as good. And after the really steep bit, now this is just quite a nice road to ride. I wish I'd kept the power down, but actually with that sunrise, with the countryside around, it's just really pleasant. I wish I was still doing 400 watts. And then I get to drop down to Winchcombe at the end of this, which is a beautiful village, which I'll show you when I do sort of a bigger video about the weekend I've had cycling and me exploring. But this is a stunning part of England. I felt very out of place, because to me this is like proper posh England. Not just nice rural, it's wealthy. I did not fit in. Right, here's my effort. It was 365-ish average, but you can see that I really ruined the third of that, really, so that's a shame, but pretty happy with the power I got out for the first 5 minutes or so. I'm only 108th with a time of 6:23. Thanks for watching, guys.